Let me describe something and tell me if this is your situation. Your sides are coming in, your back is connecting, your front hairline is clean, and the waves are defined right up to the point where they're supposed to spiral out from the center. And then there's the crown, that spot, the one that looks flat when everything around it is moving, the one that breaks the pattern you've been working for months to build, the one that makes your wave check look incomplete no matter how good the sides get. You brushed it the same way you brush everything else. You've compressed it the same way, you've been patient, and it still won't connect. Here's the thing most wave channels will never tell you. The crown isn't harder to wave because you're doing something wrong. It's harder because it requires a completely different approach than every other part of your head, and nobody explained that to you. The technique that trains your sides doesn't work at the crown. The compression that locks in your back pattern doesn't reach the crown the same way. The moisture routine that keeps your front defined behaves differently at the crown. 3 separate problems, all converging on one zone, all being ignored because most wave content treats the entire head as one uniform brushing surface. This video treats it differently. The crown is its own challenge and it needs its own solution. Why the crown is structurally different. Before the fixes, you need to understand why the crown behaves the way it does, because once you understand the structure, everything that follows makes immediate sense. 3 things make the crown fundamentally different from every other zone on your head. First, it's the origin point. Every strand of hair on your entire head grows away from your crown in a different direction. The hair at your front hairline grows forward. The hair at your sides grows downward toward your ears. The hair at your back grows toward your neck. But the hair at your crown grows outward in every direction simultaneously. Forward, backward, left, right, and every angle in between. That means when you brush in one direction across the crown, you're training the strands that happen to align with that direction and actively fighting every other strand. There is no single brushing direction that works for all the hair at your crown at the same time. Second, the crown has the most complex growth pattern on your head. Most men have a spiral or whirl at their crown, where the hair literally rotates around a central point before growing outward. This spiral creates multiple overlapping growth directions in a zone smaller than a golf ball. It's the single most technically demanding area to train precisely because the hair is doing multiple things in a very small space. Third, compression works differently at the crown. Your durag and wave cap apply pressure primarily to the flat surfaces of your head, the sides, the back, the top front. The crown is the highest elevation point. When a durag is tied, the fabric creates a peak at the crown rather than pressing flat against it, while your sides and back receive direct compression that trains the pattern against the scalp. Your crown sits in a low pressure zone under the fabric tent. Weeks and months of this and your pattern develops everywhere the compression reaches and stalls where it doesn't. The brushing mistake everyone makes at the crown. Now that you understand the structure, here's the mistake. You're brushing through your crown the same way you brush everything else. One consistent direction, continuous strokes, the same motion from zone to zone. On the sides and back, this works because the hair has one primary growth direction. At the crown, it trains a fraction of the hair and fights the rest. The first step to fixing this is finding your exact crown center. You need to know precisely where your hair originates before you can brush outward from it correctly. Here's how to find it tonight. On completely dry, unmanipulated hair, use the tip of a comb or your fingernail to part your hair in different directions across the top of your head. You're looking for the point where the hair naturally changes direction, where parting forward makes it go forward and parting backward makes it go backward simultaneously, and where the hair nearest the point seems to swirl or rotate. When you find that point, mark it mentally or photograph it from directly above. That is your crown center. Everything in your crown brushing technique radiates from that point. Now the correct crown brushing sequence. Instead of one direction across the crown, you brush outward from the crown center in multiple directions, the same way the hair grows. Start at the crown center and brush forward toward the front hairline. Return to the crown center, brush toward the left temple. Return, brush toward the right temple. Return, brush toward the back. Return to the center each time. This radial pattern trains every strand in the direction it naturally grows, rather than imposing one direction on hair that wants to go in 6 directions. It takes longer than a single pass, it requires more attention, and it's the only technique that actually trains the crown comprehensively. Spend disproportionate time at the crown relative to other zones. If your total brush session is 15 minutes, the crown should receive 4 to 5 of those minutes, not because it's the largest zone, but because it's the most complex and the most undertrained in most routines. The sides will maintain with less attention. The crown needs the most. The compression gap and how to fix it. The compression problem has a specific solution, and I'm going to give you the exact technique so there's no guesswork. Most wavers lose crown compression because of how the durag is tied. The standard tie, pulling the two straps back and knotting at the nape, creates a tent peak exactly at the crown because the fabric is being pulled from the front and sides inward and downward, which naturally lifts the center. You feel like the durag is on tight, the crown is barely being compressed. Here's the fix in sequence. Step 1. Apply your wave cap first. Not a flat wave cap, a dome-shaped wave cap that cups the crown rather than sitting flat across it. Put it on and press it down across the entire top of your head, specifically pressing the dome of the cap against the crown. You should feel the cap maintaining contact with the crown rather than tilting above it. Step 2. Before putting your durag on, use one hand to hold the wave cap firmly against the crown while you apply the durag with the other hand. Don't let the cap shift during durag application. Step 3. When tying your durag, after securing the first tie at the front of your head, use your thumbs to press the durag fabric down onto the crown from above before pulling the straps to the back for the final knot. This pressing motion before the final tie brings the fabric into contact with the crown rather than allowing it to tent. The final result should feel like the durag is making direct contact with your crown, not floating above it. If you press the top of your durag and there's give, fabric moving down to meet your head, the crown isn't compressed. If the fabric is already against your head, it's working. If the compression fix just explained why your crown has been stalling while everything else develops, subscribe. The moisture approach is next, and it's the third piece that makes everything else compound. Stay with me. The crown-specific moisture approach, the crown's multi-directional growth pattern, makes it more prone to frizzing and lifting than the rest of your head. When moisture evaporates from the sides, those strands tend to stay in their trained direction because the growth direction aligns with gravity. When moisture evaporates from the crown, the strands spring back in whatever direction they were growing originally, which is outward in every direction simultaneously. The crown needs slightly more moisture than the surrounding zones, applied specifically and deliberately before the crown brush session, not as part of a general application across the whole head. I apply Deep Waves pomade directly to my crown zone before the radial brushing session, a small amount focused specifically on that area, giving the strands the hold they need to stay in their trained direction after the brush passes through. One application, crown only, before the crown section of the brush session. Crown development, timeline, and diagnostics. Here's what progress actually looks like and how to measure it honestly. Stage 1. Individual waves visible at the crown but appearing as an island, not connected to the surrounding pattern. The pattern is there, but it's not linking. Stage 2. Partial connections forming, the crown pattern beginning to join the surrounding waves in some directions, but breaking in others. Usually the front to crown connection develops before the side connections. Stage 3. Full connection, the pattern radiating from the crown and flowing seamlessly into the surrounding waves in all directions. Take a photo from directly above once a week. Same lighting, same position. Compare week 4 to week 1. Compare week 8 to week 4. Daily checking creates the illusion of no progress because the crown develops slowly. Weekly comparison makes the development visible. If you're not seeing any stage progression after 6 to 8 weeks of applying all 3 fixes, the radial brushing, the correct compression, and the crown moisture, the diagnostic check is this. First, confirm your crown center identification is accurate. A slightly misidentified crown center means your radial brushing starts from the wrong point and the radiation pattern develops off center. Second, check whether your wave cap is genuinely dome-shaped and making contact with the crown during compression. Flat wave caps don't solve the compression problem. Third, check whether you're actually returning to the crown center between each brushing direction. If the strokes are starting from center but drifting during the session, the radial pattern breaks down. If all 3 checks come back correct and progress still isn't appearing after 8 weeks, you may have a crown position and head geometry combination that requires a modified approach, which is the wave patterns video on this channel that covers how crown position affects which pattern is achievable on your specific head. The crown is where the 360 becomes real, not the sides. Those can look great and the wave check still feels incomplete. Not the back. A connected back is progress, but it's not the finish line. The crown is where the pattern either becomes 360 or stays incomplete, and the distance between those 2 outcomes is 3 specific technique adjustments that most wavers have never made because nobody explained they were needed. Radial brushing from your crown center, compression that actually reaches the crown, crown specific moisture before the radial session. 3 changes, 1 zone. The pattern that's been forming everywhere else has been waiting for the crown to catch up. With the right approach, starting tonight, it finally can. Tell me in the comments, how long have you been struggling with your crown? And which of these 3 fixes are you starting tonight? I want to see those answers because I think most people reading the comments are going to recognize their exact situation in someone else's response. This is the most common frustration in wave culture, and it's the least addressed. If you know someone in your wave community who's been stuck at the same crown progress for months, send them this video. This is the explanation they've been missing. Subscribe if you haven't. This video and the wave patterns video on this channel are companion pieces. Watch both and you'll understand your waves at a level most wavers never reach. I'll catch you in the next one.